Let's talk about something that prevents a lot of people from succeeding. It prevents a lot of people from getting to their destination. You see, the enemy of success is not something that is out there. It's not lack of resources. It's not lack of time. It's not lack of skills, actually. The enemy to success is self-doubt. Self-doubt is the number one killer for motivation, is the number one killer for inspiration, is the number one killer for progress. If you're gonna make yourself successful, if you're gonna make your business successful, if you're gonna make your organization successful, then you must have the ability to have self-confidence and not allow self-doubt to hinder you. So self-doubt is not trusting yourself, not trusting your ability, not trusting what you are able to do. I remember my first time when I was very intentional about facing self-doubt in my personal life. It was my first year in college. I'm seated in a class, in a lecture hall, which was so big. It had about 300 plus students, over 350 students, if I remember clearly. I was seated right there in the middle aisle, and I had a question. The teacher taught for a few minutes and I was lost. And I'm sitting there wondering, if she keep going, I'm gonna be more lost. And if I'm gonna be successful in this class, then I have to overcome this fear that I have, not believing that I have the ability to ask questions that can be clearly heard and clearly be understood. So I decided to raise my hands up. But let me tell you, before raising my hands up, I was looking and wondering, will my accent help the teacher understand? Will the rest of the students who are not from my background, I was among the minority in the class, will they laugh at me? What will happen to me if I raise my hand and ask the question? But you see, I decided I'm not gonna allow self-doubt to put me down. I raised my hands up and I asked a question, and this is in developmental biology. And out of the question, there was a good discussion that most of the people in class were contributing. The teacher said it was a great question. It led to a very productive discussion. And from that day, I learned one thing: self-doubt can breed in a person's life the fear of failure. You see, I was afraid to fail in asking the question. It can prevent you to have the ability to stand up for yourself. See, when you have self-doubt, you cannot stand up for yourself. You cannot stand up for your dream. You cannot stand up for your ideas. Your ideas will always be crushed. And also, when you allow self-doubt to keep expanding in your life, then you'll find you miss opportunities. That day, I could have missed the opportunity to ask a simple question that created a good atmosphere for the rest of the students. Now, how do you stop? How do you deal with self-doubt? I believe from that simple story that I gave you from my earlier years in college, I learned something. This is applicable whether you're in college, whether you're in a business, whether you're in a corporate office, it doesn't matter. How do you deal with self-doubt? How do you minimize it? How do you completely eradicate it in your life? You have to, first of all, live your life based on your value or your values. You must have a value system. What do you value? For me, that time I valued education. I valued learning. And that ability to, or that willingness to value learning and to grow helped me overcome self-doubt. So you have to ask yourself, what do I value? Do you value progress? Do you value success? Do you value the things that you're pursuing? Then you'll be able to have a stand against self-doubt. Number two, you have to look for opportunities to grow and activities that will provide you a sense of accomplishment. You have to look for opportunities for personal growth and activities that will lead to a sense of accomplishment. I remember that day after I asked the question, I felt like the whole world had come off my shoulders. Because look, I was looking for a place where I can practice something that will bring me a sense of accomplishment. When the teacher answered the question and when the rest of the students engaged with the question, then I felt a sense of accomplishment. And that helped me reduce or eradicate self-doubt. And then you have to be mindful. This is the third thing. You have to be mindful of the society's influence on you. See, nowadays, you don't have to be out there in the society for the society to come to you. We live in the age of social media. Social media has a way to get into you and reduce your confidence, to make you have self-doubt. So you have to keep a check on that. Don't allow social media or society's influence that is influencing your confidence or yourself, that's increasing self-doubt in your life. And then last but not least, you have to be mindful of your biggest critic. Your biggest critic is not out there. Your biggest critic is you. We criticize ourselves. We put ourselves down because of the conversation that is happening in our minds. The tape that is running in your mind could be telling you you're not good enough, and could be maybe because of your upbringing, because of something happened in the back in your former years. You have to find a way to replace the tape that is talking to you, the voices that are in your head, so that you can stop being so critical about yourself. Don't criticize yourself too much until you're sabotaging yourself. So again, I say, the fear of progress is not out there, but is always within. Self-doubt. Don't allow self-doubt to prevent you to get to your next level of success, to prevent you to work on your goals and your dream, for you not to achieve the things that you have set yourself out to do. Make sure that you're always looking for opportunities for growth and things that will make you have a sense of accomplishment. Make sure that you're looking for, you're standing on your values, and you're being mindful of your own critic, who you are, you're criticizing yourself, and also be mindful of social media. I believe this can transform your life, and therefore you can make sure you share so that somebody else can be benefit from this. Have a good day, be blessed. Until the next video, see you soon.